Hey everyone, it's Kenjay. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about catfishes, honey. We are going to be talking about those anonymous people who are behind photos that are not their own on online dating or in general social media. And we're going to get into it because we're going to figure out how we can spot a catfish because, honey, I've had some experiences and Lord, breaks my heart. But before we get into the video, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So I've had some experiences with catfishes. Honestly, I've been on online dating since, I don't know, since like my young teenage years with MSN and the chat rooms, honey. I was on them. I was a young kid, young hopeless romantic trying to look for my man online somewhere because, you know, being gay as a teenager was not a good thing back in the day. I'm 29, by the way, so being gay back then was still a little taboo, but I figured that most of my experience has been online dating, and so I've had my share of catfishes in the past, so I feel like I have the experience to talk about on this particular topic. So the first thing that I look for if I think someone's a catfish is the quality of their photos. Now, when we're in 2020 right now, people use iPhones, people use the Google phone, people have Android, so I'm sure the quality of the photos on these phones are really good. So if I see a photo that's like from 2005 and it has that kind of quality, I'm kind of like, this isn't you. Like, it may be you, but it might be you like a few years ago, or like you could be using somebody else's photo from a few years ago. So I always look for quality, and I always kind of want to see, like, are they like hiding certain things in their photo? Like they're not showing their full body, or they're kind of showing up parts of their face. And I always want to see like if their photos match, if that makes sense. So I always try to put the clues and the puzzle together to see if, like, does this person really, you know, are they saying who they really are? Is this who they really are? So that's like the first thing that I look for. The second thing that I look for when I think that somebody is a catfish is the quantity of photos that they have on their profile. So after I look for the quality, I definitely look for quantity, because people tend to have like either 1 or 2 photos on their profile, especially on dating profiles, and it's kind of questionable. I'm, you know, always like, okay, well, do you have any other photos? Like, you know, where is it that you're, you know, enjoying life? You know, what do you like to do? Like, those are things that I want to see, because if you only have like 2 selfies, chances are I'm not going to want to respond to you if you're gonna chat me up, and I might think that you're a catfish because you only have 2 photos. But I understand that most people don't photograph well, but like if you're gonna go on a dating profile, like you're gonna need a few photos so that people know that you're real. So that's why they give you the option to have multiple photos. So that's the second thing that I look for. The third thing that I look for if I think you're a catfish is if we've been talking for a while and you passed 1 and 2, and I think that you might be real, but then there's some red flags that I'm like, I still don't really know if you're real or not. I always want to FaceTime somebody. I know it's probably like the weirdest thing, or like people don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, but like if we're gonna go on a date, if we're gonna meet in person, like you might as well just FaceTime me, and we might as well just FaceTime each other like now before we go on a date, because what if the conversation doesn't go really well, right? So I would rather us like FaceTime first before we even meet up, so that we know that we're able to communicate together and like we have this kind of like vibe during the FaceTime. But if they don't want to FaceTime, that kind of, you know, throws up a red flag for me, because I'm like, okay, so you don't want to FaceTime, and we've been chatting for a while, and I've been asking like multiple times, and yet you still don't want to FaceTime. That's a red flag, you guys. Make sure that if somebody doesn't want to FaceTime you, that means that they might be or are a catfish. Look for the signs, girl. The fourth thing that I look for if somebody might be a catfish is I always ask to send a picture of themselves. Like, I would ask it randomly. I would say, hey, I'll send a picture of myself first, and then I'll be like, hey, like, send a picture of you. What are you doing right now? And if they are like, they don't respond to the message, or they respond to you like hours later, better believe that this person is a catfish, because they don't have any other photos of the person that they're, you know, copying right now. And I have known this because I have talked to somebody back when I was a teenager, back when I was like in high school, and I would always ask this guy, I would be like, hey, like, can you send me a photo? Like, I want to see, I want to see, you know, more photos of you, because I would always send photos to him. He'd be like, oh, I'll do it later, or yeah, sure, and it never got a photo. And so I kind of figure, like, is this person like real? Is this person like being for real with me? But as I've grown up and gotten older, matured in my dating like life, I know for sure that if a guy is not willing to like share photos, I mean, guys share photos of their dick all the time, I'm sorry, but like, it's true, like, people share themselves all the time. But so if you're not able to share a photo of yourself, a selfie, like just what you're doing, like, it's kind of questionable, right? So that's the fourth thing that I look for. So the fifth thing that I look for when I think that somebody is a catfish is, honestly, I go with my gut. I listen to my intuition and I say, look, this guy has literally gone through 1 through 4 and, you know, has not passed, failed, okay? So I'm like, okay, so this person isn't real. I shouldn't be wasting my time. Like, I'm gonna shut it down and be like, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And you really just have to, like, you know, really just like cut it off. And you know, sometimes when you do meet someone that is a catfish, you create this connection because like you think this person's real and you hope that maybe you might have the opportunity to, you know, date this person in real life, but because they are showing all these red flags, it's not really a possibility because the person behind the photo is lying to you. And that's not a really great way to even start a relationship, especially on a lie, and especially if you're not the right person. So I think that with everything that I shared with you guys, that's what I've gained from the experiences when I've been catfished, and hopefully they've been helpful for you, because honestly, nobody wants to be catfished. We all want to have love. We all want to like be able to connect with people, even when it's online dating. Like, I want to connect with someone online and it be amazing. We have great conversation and it leads somewhere into a date or something like that. So to, you know, run into a catfish, better believe that 1 through 5, honey, go through the steps, girl, because you're going to, you know, once you start talking to somebody that might be a catfish, and be like, ooh, Kenjay was right. Like, I'm looking at all the signs and it just doesn't match up. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that it's definitely helped me to remind myself of looking for those signs, especially when I'm online dating. Nowadays, it's so easy to like catfish people nowadays, to be honest. But yeah, hope that you guys like this. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe down at the bottom if you love this content. And so until next time, I'll see you guys later.